All right, it is time for Financial Focus. Our analyst Steve Budin is here. I know it's Tuesday, but he's had the 2 Mondays off, and so we thought we'd bring him in to kind of give us an update on what's going on in the financial world. We don't know what to do without you, Steve.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, well, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you.
And apparently there's been a good jobs employment report. This has kind of been consistent too, hasn't it? Things have been good in the job market.
Yeah, the job market's been real good, and for the 3rd month in a row, ironically, there are more job openings than there are unemployed Americans.
Okay.
So if you put those two together, basically anybody who wants a job can get one. In fact, I was just on vacation, and I noticed in the town I was visiting that there were help wanted signs in almost every small business window up and down this main street.
Wow.
And I went in and just talked to some of the business owners, and sure enough, they're desperate. You know, they're saying, man, if I had a couple of more employees, I could really bring the business to the next level. And I've mentioned this before, that there's such a disconnect between those who are looking for work and those who are offering work. It would be nice if there was some sort of way to link all these folks together, because almost everybody out there can get a job if they want one.
That's really interesting,
Yeah.
and because sometimes people say, oh, I can't find work, I can't, but you got to go out and look, because there are jobs out there.
Plenty.
Okay.
Now, the question is, will somebody be willing to take, is the pay enough and all that other stuff, but there's plenty of opportunities out there for those looking.
Okay. All right, let's talk about mixed news for the local economy, and I'll start with real estate.
Yeah.
Well, it's tough because it's like we're selling homes,
Right.
but there aren't enough, right?
Yeah. But generally, the market here is great. The construction industry is doing great. Things are getting built. Talking to a banker yesterday who said he's been doing lots of loans, which is good for the economy. On the flip side, you know, the gaming numbers came out last week, and a lot of our publicly traded casinos and gaming institutions saw their stocks drop because their revenues were not as high as last year. So the good news is that they're doing okay. The not so good news is the markets were expecting more. Last summer, you had the Floyd Mayweather-Conor McGregor fight.
Sure.
That really skewed some of the numbers. So I'm not disappointed that, you know, the revenues this year are a little bit slower than last year, because they were tough to compare to from a year ago. But that's one little you know, chink in the armor.
Okay. All right, let's talk about this airline bill in Congress.
Yeah.
How's this going to affect us? What does it do?
Well, I know you're a frequent traveler.
Yeah, I
and
try.
I was flying back last
Okay.
night for my trip, and I happened to be reading this. There's a bill going through Congress that is going to try to streamline some of the headaches we all have as travelers. Things like legroom, things like advertised rates. Can they throw in, you know, the fact you have to check bags? Is that part of the ticket advertising? So there's a lot of things coming out that should be traveler friendly. I think the airlines are fighting back against some of these, but generally, hopefully they could pass some of these, you know, sensible regulations to help make flying a little bit more peaceful and quiet.
Well, I feel like, though, here's the deal. This is what I feel, okay?
I knew you'd like
Because
this
they take it away, then they basically say, now, you know, you have to pay for a carry-on, you have to do all these things. So now if they give you one thing back, it sounds like they're helping you out, but are they?
Well,
like, oh, you get to take on a carry-on. It's like, well, we always used to. You took it away, and we had to upgrade.
You can write your congressman
Okay.
about that one. But one of the things that, like, for example, you've seen the YouTube videos of people getting bumped off flights while they're on the plane.
Yeah.
Disrupts everything. This bill potentially would alleviate that kind of headache. So
Okay.
a pretty comprehensive bill being looked at. We'll see if Congress can get it passed. Obviously, they're not passing much. But if it passes, I'll report back. But I just
Okay.
thought it was interesting that all these headaches you have while you're traveling, hopefully they'll be reduced just a little bit.
All right. Thanks so much for the update, Steve.
Sure.
Welcome back. We'll see you next Monday.
Yes.
Stay with us.